In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a size guide to your product pages on your WordPress website. Your customers will be able to make product size selections according to the measurements of their body parts by looking at the pop-up size guide opened by the size guide button on your product pages. You can show the size guide as a button or as a link on your product pages. You can add the size guide button or link below the product price or above the product details section, after add the cart button, after the product description, as a tab in the product details area, or you can add it manually anywhere on your site with a shortcut. In addition, you can create as many size guides as you want according to the gender and product types and define them separately. So let's get started. First, open your browser and type runwebdesign.com/sizeguide and then proceed to this address. You can also find this link in the description section of the video. This link will take you directly to the sales page of the plugin that provides all the size guide features that we will add to our site. So first, we need to buy this plugin. To buy it, click to add the cart button and then click go to checkout button. Fill out the form to create an account and then move to the next step by clicking create account and continue button. Fill in the required information for your invoice and click save and continue button. Choose a payment option from here. And after entering your payment details, hit the pay securely button. And you are done. Now let's download the plugin that we purchased to our computer. For this, hover over your username in the upper right corner. Click on downloads from the options that open. On this page, you will see the plugin you just purchased. Click on the download button next to it and then click installable WordPress file only to download the plugin. Now let's install the size guide plugin on our WordPress site. To do this, log into your website WordPress admin panel. From the left side menu, navigate to plugin section and then click add new. Click on the upload plugin button at the top of the page. Click on the choose file button. Select the plugin file you just downloaded and open it. And then click install now button and wait for the plugin to be installed. Activate the plugin. Then we are done. We have installed the size guide plugin. Now it's time for plugin settings. The settings here are global settings. It is also possible to set these settings separately for each size guide. From the settings, we will determine how the size guide button or link will appear on product pages and where it will be located. We will also adjust the accent colors of the size chart in the size guide. For this, from the left menu in the WordPress admin panel, click on Woocommerce and Settings option. On this page, click on the Size Guide tab. By the way, you can always access the settings of the Size Guide plugin by following this path. Now, let's see what the settings on this page do. The style option is related to both the appearance of the size guide button on the product page and the size chart appearance in the size guide content. So when you choose minimalist from here, the button and the table will look like this. This is how you select classic. And this is how you select modern. From open guide with section, you can set the size guide display as a link like this or as a button like this. When you select hide size guide option, if the product is out of stock, then the size guide will be hidden. With the button link position option, you can determine where the size guide button will be positioned on the product page. Under price option allows the button to be displayed under the product price. Above the product summary tabs option is above the product details tabs. After add to cart button and after product info. When you select the Make it a tab option, you can add the size guide as a tab into the product details tabs. Also with the Embed manually option, by using the shortcut just below, you can show the size guide button in any part of your website. For example, copy the code and go to edit a product page and paste the shortcut in the product details section. Update it. And as you can see, the size guide button has been added to the product details section. Now let's go back and continue. Leave the button link hook priority section as it is and move to the top multiple table option. When you select this option, if there is a more than one size chart in the size guide, these tables will appear in tabs like this. From the button link label section, you can specify the name of the size guide button or link. From the button link align section, you can set the size guide button to appear on the left side of the product page or right. Leave button link clearing option as it is. We are going to set this option specifically for the size guide we are going to create. From the button class field, you can assign the CSS class of the button designs in your theme for the size guide button. So you can use your own theme's button designs for the size guide button. From the button icon section, you can specify an icon for the size guide button. If you don't want an icon, just click on the empty space at the beginning. By using the options in this area, you can set the spaces around the size guide button on the product page in pixels. From the pop-up overlay color section, you can set the default overlay color of the pop-up window that opens for the size guide. With the options in this field, you can specify the spacing between the content and the frames for the size guide pop-up window. With the background for hoversline and background for active cell on hover options, you can specify the accent colors of the size chart in the size guide. While background for hoversline highlights the row and column in the table, background for active cell on hover option highlights the cell where the mouse is located. From the responsible table section, it determines whether the measurement table in the size guide will be flexible according to the displayed device. It would be more logical to choose responsive in terms of being suitable for mobile devices as well. And this is all for the global settings. Now let's take a look at how to create a size guide. For this, from the WordPress admin panel, click on the size guides option from the left menu. As you can see here, 2 size guides have been created as an example. You can also use these guides by clicking the edit option below and just replacing the example content with your own content. However, I will create a new size guide by clicking the add new button for you to understand the logic. First of all, from here, let's determine a name for the size guide that we will create. In this section, as an example, you can write instructions about how your customer is going to measure the areas of their bodies to match the product dimensions. I am also writing a sample instruction here. In addition, we can add a representative body image showing the parts of the body to be even more descriptive. So you can find such images on the internet and download them to your computer. To add these pictures to the content, click Add Media button and click the Select Files button from the Upload Files option. I am selecting an image that I previously added to the media library and adding it. And I am trying to get a nice view by positioning the image on the right side like this. Now let's create the size chart. An example table came here by default. We can edit this table. First, let's give the table a name. You can use the plus and minus buttons to add and remove columns and rows from the table. To change the table content, just click on the field you want to change. You can add another table with the Add Table button just below the table. You can also enter descriptions for your table or tables in this field. For example, you can add the information on which measurement unit the numbers in the table are written on. And as you remember, we just made the global settings for the size guide plugin. You see the same settings in this area as well. The settings you make here will only be valid for the size guide you are currently creating. You can use this area if you are creating more than one size guide and want to make separate adjustments for each. When the size guide creation process is finished, click Publish button to activate the size guide. And that's it. Now let's see how we can show the size guide button or link on the product pages. If you want to show the size guide you created for all products in a certain category, you can select the category from Choose Product Categories field in the right-hand column on the size guide creation page. For example, when we select the sweatshirts category and click the Update button, The size guide we have created will be displayed on all products connected to the sweatshirts category. If you have created a custom size guide for a particular product, you can choose to display that product-specific sizing guide when creating or editing the product page. For this, for example, let's open a product page where we are going to add a size guide to edit. When you scroll down in the right-hand column of the page, you see the Choose Size Guide field. After choosing the special size guide you have prepared for this product from here, update the product. And as you can see, the size guide has been added to the product. If you do not want the size guide that you have assigned according to the category to be displayed on the products you specify, you can still use the Hide Size Guide from this product option here. Okay, that's it guys. This is how you can add size guide to your WooCommerce website. Don't forget to subscribe. See ya!